peace. Happy now, of course. We're not going too far in the future, not going too far in the past right now. But want to tap into this vibe right now. A lot of energy coming through. You know, I'm not one to be particular, like whether it's the shamanic resonance raising, whether it's you know, plasma waves from the sun, whatever the case may be as far as its origins. Nonetheless, we got some type of energy affecting our body in a way where, you know, we may be called to rest at certain points. Because remember, you know, we breaking down this system. We're not following the rules. Like, it's all about following our own inner guidance, you know what I'm saying? Even down to, again, like the person who you may learn from on YouTube or whatever. Yeah, you could, you know, have information that resonate with you from those beings, you know. Like, you know, again, like with me, I always say that, like, you know, take what resonate, leave what don't. Because at the end of the day, right now, we stepping more into our inner guidance and what's best for us. You know, stay away from, you know, unhealthy foods at this time. You know, always realize, what's up, y'all? Transcend Tarot, Stanley Simone, RDLS 92, Symphony Star. You know, realizing, you know, too, that a lot of these dark energies, again, is in this vibe of like trying to latch on to something. You know, so just stay in alignment to the best of your ability. But, you know, again, we accountable for our own ascension. But definitely got an energy surge coming up. And matter of fact, I just caught like a indirect download as far as like the days that it's gonna be on. Because something brought me to a video that spoke about it coming this weekend. Like from Friday to Sunday, we're gonna have like some strong waves coming through. So, you know, again, make sure you're drinking a lot of healthy water. You know, try to go as healthy as possible. You know, BPA-free bottles. You know, decent alkalinity. You don't want that fake alkaline water. But again, as I'm saying this, you know, do it to the best of, you know, what feels right to you. Whatever water, whatever food, you know, trust your inner guidance. You know, and now is the time for that, to go more inward. So another thing too we're gonna be doing is going more inside, more internal. You know, letting go of these external influences. You know, like, cause some of us, you know, that's why I slow down with a lot of reading, because, you know, as I'm reading certain things, you know what I'm saying, like, my energy wants to just like govern itself due to, you know, external information a lot of times. And, you know, we all different as far as like, you know, what zodiac signs we connected with and all these different things. And again, not to let that rule us, but it does affect us, you know, on our growth until we learn how to master just being in such a manner where we're not like overly affected by these little signs and stuff like that as far as from our birth chart. You know, yeah, the energy is still going to have an effect from a aspect of, you know, the sun and planetary, like, as far as planetary transits in the moment, yeah, they're going to affect us. But, you know, because just like raining or sunshine or whatever, you know, that's the forecast. If Pluto, and, you know, and it shows, you know, like, say, for instance, that's why, you know, a lot of us from that, I forgot the little time frame, but whenever Pluto was in Scorpio, like, that's most of us, especially 87 people, 86, you know, that little area, Pluto was in Scorpio, so that's why a lot of us from that era are so deep, you know what I'm saying? Because Pluto would take like 13 to 15 years to transit through a sign. Matter of fact, Jupiter on down, Jupiter, Saturn, you know, Neptune or Uranus and Neptune and Pluto, they take, you know, a long time to transit. So like that'll be like a whole era of people, you know, just like say for instance, Uranus passing through Taurus right now for the next 7 years. So all the little kids born in the next 7 years gonna have Uranus and Taurus, just in different decans, you know, because you got the different decans. Each sign, you know, from the Western astrology, each sign has a, you know, 30 degrees in it. And those 30 degrees are broken off into 3 sections. You know, but you know, you got that vibe too. But again, blessings, y'all, blessings. See y'all hopping in. Get a shout outs, Transcentero, Divinity 199, 1999. Daniela Linda, blessings. The original Hot Jordan, Zeno Via, the Empress. I know, longboard. Yeah, I'm longboarding, all right. Carry my bags. That's what you're hearing. Although escape for a vibe would be nice. Sticky ganja, blessed. Thanks, blessings. Yeah. Yeah. This energy surge coming through. Gonna ask a lot of us again, like might have to lay down for a little while. Again, remember, y'all, we are, you know, a lot of us are God reawakening. And besides some of the, you know, quote unquote gods of the old reawakening, just in general, vibration is raising and allowing for us to, you know, evolve into a higher consciousness. You know, so we no longer like, oh man, I gotta go to work or I gotta do this. Especially if we are entrepreneurs and we are our own boss. Like, who in the fuck you rushing for? You own your own business. You are your company. Who the fuck you rushing for? You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, you know, shout out to think about Brother Panic and you know, when you talk about like sending out his herb packs and the book and stuff like that, where it might take a little while. That, you know, working on, you know, at that own pace, because especially when you putting out information and doing things, you know, it's like, you know, don't box yourself in. You know, you your own boss. You know, literally. And again, it's all about being at the end of the day, being blissful. Like, we've been tricked. Like, because a lot of us just still playing a chess game of speaking on, oh yeah, do this. But like, we move into a place of like just being. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you don't have to feel like, oh, I gotta work. Like, you don't have to work and do none of these things. That shit was a construct created to have some gods forgetting who the fuck they are. Like, to have a whole god working at a fucking Circle K. Literally, think about that shit, though. Like, fucking god working at Circle K. And don't get it twisted, I ain't knocking nobody's jobs and stuff like that, but it's the whole aspect of it. You know, even down to, we got powers and shit. That's why they promote Martin Luther King or, you know, certain people. And that's not saying that they were maliciously trying to harm us like a Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, or certain people. But because they weren't talking about, hey, you're a god, and instead of fucking picket signing, you should use your magic. You know, there's a reason why they don't always talk about the Haitian Revolution or talk about Haiti or always knock it and make voodoo sound scary. Because that's our energy, that's our power. You know, reason why they speak on these things on X-Men. You know, X-Men, the whole vibe is trying to create this subconscious programming of, you know, oh, should we be overly nice like, you know, Xavier and his crew? Or should we be, you know, quote unquote, and say good or evil for the sake of what they're trying to create in your subconscious and create a certain split within you? Because they got people fucking over us, you know, and doing certain things, you know, and it's like, spirituality is not being nice to somebody who's fucking you over. You know, doesn't mean you hate them back. Or, you know, bring down your heart energy to deal with it. But you definitely don't just accept some bullshit, you know, on that level. No, but that's the programming that they try to do with Xavier from X-Men. You know? It's like try to have you in the energy. But again, right now it's all about inner guidance. I'll say it right now. Like, you know, unless what I say resonate with you, leave that shit where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Vibe with your inner guidance, what you feel. You know? Like, what you feel is going to help you to ascend and be in alignment. You know, that's what you should be doing. You know? The most guru of all gurus. whatever, you know. And again, we shouldn't be following gurus in that essence, but just for lack of a better word, you know, somebody who's very adept at all the information, all that shit inside of us, you know. And that's another little trick. And you see how this shit work? Well, you know, from the beginnings of our growth, we just been learning and opening up to, you know, what we got to do in layers, you know what I'm saying? You know, because if we find out, you know, just like with anything, if you find out about something way before time, you may try to do something that will deter your lesson that you got to learn. Or, you know, like if you've been knowing, like, because again, some of us are, you know, psychic on a level where we do have these premonitions and we peep far into the future, you know, because in most cases too, somebody with that ability is also capable to, you know, be in there now and not allow for their premonition to disrupt their growth, you know, because there is a thing as that. Because if we all just saw everything from the future, then we wouldn't even, you know, we might run from it, or we wouldn't do what we got to do to, you know, work within our energies, you know. So that's the reason why, again, we bird boxing. You know, got the blindfolds on, you know, connecting with the birds. As a matter of fact, I've been seeing ravens or blackbirds a lot, blackbirds, crows, however they, but you know, that definitely deal with a death and rebirth energy. You know, sometimes it's a warning of somebody transitioning the family, but you know, I got it as my lower vibrations and certain aspects of my ego transitioning, you know. But blessings, y'all. But yeah, the energy's coming through. Remember, as a matter of fact, respect the divine feminine energy. You know, the melanated woman on this plane of existence is a representation of God. Like, you know. And two, and this way it gets, like, you know, to that next level of growth, you know, to the brethren, you know what I'm saying? Like, truly respecting that energy and not having an ego towards it. Because, you know, that's where things went sour in the first place, was the men felt uncomfortable with the God energy that the woman had, or have, I should say, not had, you know. So that was the whole aspect of, like, turning things to this over masculine vibe, because, you know, basically, you know, the masculine energy got scared of the feminine energy. It's like, oh no, like, we don't have no control. And that's what the masculine energy wants to do, is control everything. And that's what's inside of us, trying to throw us off of our growth to some extent, is the masculine construct of this realm. Especially if we're in America, you know, every construct is based around, you know, putting the masculine energy first. You know, just look at a wedding. The sperm goes up the canal to the egg, but in a wedding, the wedding should resemble that, but nah, they got a reverse side where the man is like the woman or the egg, and the bride comes up the aisle like the sperm, on some reverse backwards ass shit. So, you know, again, you know, much reverence, love, and respect for the, you know, divine feminine energy. And also remembering that this is a matrix, this is a dream. And consciousness, in essence, is basically, you know, like, basically like lucid dreaming. It's like, oh shit, now I know that this is a matrix and this is a realm, you know, this physical plane that we, you know, created for ourselves, you know, in order to have a certain experience. This is, you know, a dream. This is Matrix. Shout to who that is, Kanye and Chance the Rapper. This is a guy's dream. This is a guy's dream. This is everything. Straight up, guy's dream, y'all. That's why they keep putting these, like, you know, I'm even starting to feel, you know, like, even the Tupac, I'm like, shit, like, bruh, like, this Hollywood shit and them creating this, you know, like, the acting don't just go on in movies, y'all. Like, you know, the acting don't just go on in movies. But another thing too, not to fearmonger ourselves with these external situations, but, you know, have some type of awareness. But I feel too like that awareness level should be more so for the masculine aspect, than the feminine aspect. I feel like the queen shouldn't even be, bothered or have to pay attention to none of that bullshit. Because again, they the creators of the realm, so it's definitely a vibe for them to just be paying attention to healing and love and bliss, like that whole part. Again, taking care of the queens, and again, being, as I'm saying this, be who and what you are. All right. So, as I'm saying, tapping into that energy on that level, however you tap into your energy, just be true to your soul self. But there is an aspect again of us being as a masculine energy for those of us who it applied to. And even outside of that shit, even if you bisexual or whatever, respect the, you don't have to be in a relationship with a woman to still respect whatever the case may be. Again, this is a dream. To say like, oh man, because that's why I never was with that, like bashing somebody about their sexuality or any of that. Again, I get what the government and all those little factions trying to do with that promotion of it, but to each his own in this dream. Shit, I ain't gonna trip out behind somebody living their dream, but that's the whole vibe. All right, peace. Yeah, man, this is living it out, balancing the flow, realizing, matter of fact, I did my video about, check out my new YouTube video I just did on Scorpio, full moon and Scorpio, so especially for the queens, man. Matter of fact, right now is a very, important time to not be putting no stress on, any other feminine energy, because again, bro, this full moon and Scorpio, that's deep emotions, that's in deep waters, the moon connected to the feminine cycle, so we definitely got to be aware, again, it's a balance, because if you feeling as a man, oh no, so you mean the woman Karula? I mean, technically, their energy already kind of governs this universe, you know what I'm saying, without you knowing. That's the whole reason why it's not professed to some. It's because they can't handle it. The ego can't handle it. But yeah, y'all, it's it's that time. Again, eating healthy. Because we've been just going through the vibes of vibing with whatever's best for the moment. We'll be working through energy, so working through energies, especially the past and karmic energies. We may eat and do things that we with the past or whatever the case may be, but we cleaning it up more and more, because yes, this is a matrix, and I always bring that up, like shit, if you to a level where you could transmute energies on a high level, on a physical level, and shit, you could drink battery acid and go on a DMT trip. Fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not impossible. But, again, it takes that skill set or that level of skill to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? That at the end of the day, we do have that, again, that ability. But, as a collective, creating this dream, hopping into this dream was like, the plant life and things that naturally come from this, this plane of existence, this matrix realm. The things that naturally come from it that we don't manufacture is going to be the things that are healthier for our being, our bodysuit. The bodysuit comes from this earth. So if the bodysuit comes from the earth, why would I feed it anything but what comes from the earth? You know what I'm saying? So it's not about like being over healthy or anything. That's just like the, just that natural essence of being. And we've been through all this other stuff as an experience, the pressure to make a diamond, you know what I'm saying? And now we were remembering, getting members back together to remember who we are, like the whole vibe. Blessings, y'all. Lateral Haze, Bodhi by Nature, Nayahana, the Atari, Sam 8, Cendric B. Blessings, Reed Nubia. As a matter of fact, if y'all saw my latest post, shit, the squirrels was like all in my mix yesterday. I am Tony GFX, bless. What's up, cuz? Miss Kenya. I see you, cuz. What's up? I think I said what's up, Royal Love, Essence, blessings. Yeah, y'all. You know. Oh, we'll say, matter of fact, bruh, look, if you ever in Leimert Park or anywhere in LA, this brethren right here, gotta type it in so y'all see it. Bruh, when I say A1 vegan food, you know, and this is about right now, supporting each other, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what, you know, helps for us to, you know, but yeah, to bring, right, that name I put up there, check him out. Most will be in Sundays, man, great vegan food, man, yeah, just, I'm gonna say less, and y'all just check them out, especially if y'all in the area. But yeah, again, inner guidance, you know, making sure we stay hydrated, no, not trying to forcefully work through anything, you know, like again, with my video making, I've been doing them only if I feel like fully in alignment, you know, like I'm not trying to force anything, and if I did slip up and try to force it, then I look back at the video, I could tell like, all right, yeah, I shouldn't even post it or something like that, you know, that energy still try to push through, but it's not happening. I know, yeah, the feminine energy definitely, you know, again, that's the womb, that's the creators of the universe. I mean, you know, like, you think about that, like, the mood of the female, you know, the feminine energy, you know, is what directs a lot of things, you know. So, that whole aspect, you know, and again, we in a society that over promotes the masculine energy, you know, on such a imbalanced and unhealthy level. You know, even down to having the feminine energy, like being more masculine, and you know, and not being in its true essence, you know. Again, just think about like how our bodysuit is, as above so below, as within so without. We're in balance, our body is in balance when the masculine and feminine energy are balanced inside of us. Of course, as a male, you're going to display a little more masculine energy. As a female, you're going to display a little more feminine energy. But at the end of the day, you know, your masculine and feminine energies are balanced, you know, in soul and spirit. You know, and that's the whole aspect of the Kundalini raising, you know, that sexual Shiva Shakti, you know, energy, you know, should I say Shakti energy in essence. But it's the, you know, Shiva Shakti, the masculine, feminine, Shiva, and Kali Ma, in essence, or sometimes called Durgaya, but, you know, it's those energies, you know, and realizing, you know, we are beings, you know, a lot of us are beings of the divine chaos, you know, and reawakening on this earthly plane, you know. But yeah, that's basically it. Try to see if I got anything else to speak on. Make this a little, you know, little vibe. Oh yeah. You know, being authentic. Again, making sure you're not following rules. Matter of fact, I gotta grab this book right quick. This book got some sauce in it. But again, we tapping into this realm where we not being overly rigid. You know, we've been taught to be overly rigid, again, overly logical, you know, trying to micromanage all aspects of, you know, what we're doing. And that is an imbalance, you know. Let me grab my book. Let me see. Where is it? It's the Tao, or I forgot how you say Tao properly. I just say it with a T. I know it's probably pronounced different. Tao Te Ching. But this is a cool little simple book, you know. But got some nice little sayings in here. One of them, let me see, can I do this? Let's see. You know, abandon holiness, discard cleverness. And again, read this from a perspective of, you know, it may not be speaking straight up to like, oh yeah, just all book learning, you know what I'm saying? You know, but just peep it out. Abandon holiness, discard cleverness, and the people will benefit 100-fold. Abandon the rules of kindness, discard righteous actions, and the people will return to their own natural affections. You know, because a lot of these things are taught like, you should, you know, this is called righteousness, and this is how you do this, and this is, you know what I'm saying? Abandon book learning, discard the rules of behavior. You know, we always talk about that. Matter of fact, blessings and much love to Bobby Hemmett. You know, like again, beings of the chaos. You know, all these little more human morals and stuff like that. That's not for us. That don't apply to us. You know, especially the ancient melanated beings that been on this plane of existence. You know, that don't. You know, that moralistic system is you know, not to govern us. Discard the rules of behavior, and the people will have no worries. Abandon plots and schemes. Discard profit seeking, and the people will not become thieves. You know, as a matter of fact, that's why things would dry up for my you know, my crystal vibes. You know, because if I was approaching it from a profit seeking vibration, you know. These lessons are mere elaborations. The essence of my teaching is this: see with the original purity, embrace with the original simplicity, reduce what you have, decrease what you want. You know, basically just be, you know what I'm saying? And all this just basically said, bro, be true to your soul, be authentic to your true soul, your inner being, follow your inner being and, you know, inner guidance. You know, like the 10 Commandments wasn't create, like, you know, the 10 Commandments and all that shit came later, you know, some human moralistic shit. You know, what was the I want to say the 100 and I don't even slaughter, but you know, the Mayat, the laws of Mayat, you know, basically we're saying that you know, laws of Mayat basically saying like, hey, I am not the person who killed this person. Hey, like basically in so many words, like, this shit a matrix, this shit is a dream. So don't take anything that you're doing in this realm to heart. Because if your heart weighs heavier than a feather for dealing with anything in this realm, you're coming back to it. You know, point blank period. And that's another thing to, again, be aware of that's important. Not letting your heart weigh heavier than a feather, you know. And to each his own, you know, if you could, you know, I'm pretty sure that it may not be beneficial to, but let's just say to each his own. Like if you could, you know, be all into the news and follow all that, you know, all these little things that they putting out there, and you can still keep your heart lighter than a feather, cool, you know what I'm saying? But it's the whole aspect, you know. Again, with the Nipsey Hussle, Tupac vibes, they're always trying to create a messiah, you know. Like they're trying to create a messiah so you won't tap into your own inner energy, so you could just basically like sit there and treat Crenshaw and Slauson like you know, like Mecca, you know what I'm saying? Literally, you know, like I gotta travel across America to go where Nipsey got shot at, you know, where Christ was crucified, you know, at the age of 33, you know, in the beginning of April, you know, at the beginning of the year, you know, all these aspects, you know, is to create a messiah to stop you, you know, to make you rely on something external instead of doing your work, you know, and just to have you focus on that shit in general, you know, just anything to have you focus on anything outside of you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that whole aspect of them. Matter of fact, as I'm, because I may put this on YouTube, this is Lao Tzu book. This is not my book. So, you know, for the copyright, I have the right to, you know, bring up information from books and speak on them. You know, I'm not claiming that this is my book. This is the author. You know, have that copyright right to, you know, what they call that, critique and talk about certain things from a book and share it. So but, but yeah, y'all, you know, we gotta wake up, y'all. They and it been on repeat, y'all. It been like they been constantly doing this shit. You know, I didn't even heard a little sauce how Marcus Garvey, you know, like, and I even say heard, but when somebody just brought it up to me in that man, I'm like, shit, that makes so much sense. And I felt the download come through, like, damn, it been that deep for that long. You know, but it's like, shit, Marcus Garvey in America, how the fuck, you know, a black man get to talk at Madison Square Garden and get a ship to take people back to Africa? You know, who funding that? You know, or who was funding that? You know, because again, y'all, we gotta realize how much of a chess game it is. You know, if I'm playing chess, you know, I'm gonna pull a wool over your eyes. So if I know you kind of, say for instance, I know you're trustworthy of somebody that looks like you, and you won't even use your heart's discernment. That's why it's so important about heart's discernment right now, and operating from the heart. Because, you know, again, somebody could just, all right, you know, they just resonate with anybody who just looks like them. So just put anybody who looks like them in front of them, and they gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's all a dream. It's all, you know, so it ain't no, how can I say, just speaking on what it is, you know, not trying to bash, you know, energies or whatever. It's a part of, you know, the quote unquote bankers and stuff like that. There ain't no such thing as they. It's all us. It's all us creating this dream, you know, and created this experience. So, you know, but again, just being aware of that. Again, that energy where they're trying to create an external Christ for you to you know, instead of doing your own inner work, you know, and being guided by your own inner guidance. Again, I even made a video not too long ago where I was like, shit, you know, I was almost feeling like not even making any videos anymore because of that vibe. I'm like, bro, you know, we need to just be being and, you know, holding space in a blissful type of way, you know what I'm saying? And by us radiating that energy and always, you know, being in that realm, you know, that's going to create more of that, you know. And I spoke to that in the video, like, well, again, where we create a certain type of vibe, a certain type, and that's why, again, I spoke to that about the cults, you know, CULTS, like, you go check my YouTube channel. One of the videos I did not too long ago was about how they use cults as social engineering. Basically, you know, like the whole Marilyn Manson vibe. I say Marilyn Manson. What's his name? Charles Manson. But what they got? Jim Jones, and you know, they even came at the brethren Dr. York and all these different things. But they did this to create a social engineering blueprint to basically scare people from what we are becoming or awakening up to, because we're going to awaken to a state of having our own communities and tapping into sexual energies. We are divine chaos beings. So, you know, matter of fact, the Wild Wild Country with an Osho, you know, that was also, you know, again, like a little subtle social engineering vibe, you know, to scare people. So as we start awakening, you know, people that's not aware or don't know that that shit was socially engineered to scare them of us, they're gonna be like, oh shit, look at them starting these cults and stuff like that. And then, you know, the media could hop into that realm too with it. But again, they already lost they shit, you know, done. I'm just, you know, giving you an example of how the shit, you know, how the game is played on that level. But again, you know, we should be creating environments for the queens, for the, you know, the feminine energy to be in a space of bliss, you know, and pleasure, you know, and remember, you know, the sexual energy, not just physical, is also metaphysical. Of course, you know, we got to learn certain tantric techniques and stuff like that. I know I'm still, you know, something I'm tapping into, but, you know, and again, this energy is innate, is already, you know, it's already in us, you know, it's just tapping into it. Oh, can we see the hat pins up close? This one say reset the loop. This one say game over. This one's like the little Virgin Mary or the Yoni. This It's Legends of the Hidden Temple, Southside Serpents. Hey, go check out my video, Snakes on a Plane. Southside Serpent, Set Typhon, you know what I'm saying? Tiamat, Leviathan, the Kundalini, all that, you know, from the south. The Set broke out of his mom in the South Gate, which, you know, out of the vagina, you know, the Southside Serpent. I don't know what this for, but it was vibing with me. On shrooms, got my little Irish Rasta, little Druid Irish Rasta man. Got my little mushrooms, my hippie con vibe. Got my little cross. I think this connected with some old Rosicrucian vibes or something like that too, low key. But I mean, it's our ancient shit regardless. But you know, they started using it. And of course, you know, you got this thing. Portal. The pins for the Saints and the Raiders, I think. But that's it. Matter of fact, I took the other pin off because I got a download that needs to be even more respectful of the divine feminine energy. You know, so that's why you don't see that pin with the yoni smoking. You know, again, it's gotta you know. Now I was the vibrate. Not tomorrow, you know. Well, tomorrow I'm gonna start, you know, being in alignment on tomorrow. And again, of course, we're dealing with our energy, and some of us dealing with the energy of procrastination. So, you know, it's being brought to the forefront. But, you know, realize, you know, we gotta break out of those loops. You know, gotta do something different. I did the video, Transcend Tarot. I got the video on YouTube right now. Matter of fact, the last video I dropped, so you could go check out. The moon is, but just to say it right quick, the moon is in Scorpio. You know, strong emotions, deep emotions. The waters. Matter of fact, because again, you're dealing with a water sign in Scorpio that deals with the depths of our being. You know, that deeper underworld, subconscious. Matter of fact, the tarot card of Scorpio deals with death. You know. And from the Bible story, the Scorpio constellation was represented as Judas, who kissed the Christ or the Son on the cheek, you know, to call him out, to kill him. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happened on the you know, on the level with the elliptical sun. You know, I've spoken that a bunch of times. Again, when you got the equinox, where it's equal sun and equal daylight, and then you get to Libra. And then right after Libra, the sun goes into Scorpio, and right before, you know, goes into Scorpio is where it goes into, you know, the winter solstice, where it's the 3 darkest days are the 3 days that has the least amount of sun. You know, no coincidence that it's 3 days that have the least amount of sun. It said the Kundalini, or the serpent, you know, the Kundalini serpent is wrapped 3.5 times at the base of our root chakra. You know, that's also a connection with that. You know, again, that serpent coming from the underworld, you know, and again, when the sun is at those 3 darkest days, that's also in Capricorn ruled by Saturn, Satan, and that's why the Capricorn card deals with the devil. You know, you see all those little correlations, you know, but that Scorpio energy tapping into the underworld, got that Mars energy, you know, so emotions, you know, again, with the moon being what it is, it's going to tap into emotions. And then also with the water of Scorpio is going to have us dealing with our emotions as well, you know. And again, remember, we made out of, you know, we got a high percentage of water in us, and the moon affects the tides. So if the moon affects the tides, it's going to affect the tides inside of us as well, you know. We want to have a certain ebb and flow going as well. That's basically it, you know. Again, they got these little waves coming through right now. You know, matter of fact, shit, I forgot what actual day. I mean, the full moon is on the 18th, but I forgot what day that actually is. But you know, again, tapping into that realm. Remember to be in the moment. The only thing that exists is the moment. You know, when we talk about the future, oh man, in the future, you know, we are in the future. because the future is now and the past is now. So just remember, always be now. Now is the vibrate. You know what I'm saying? No coincidence that my inner being had me make that my intro. Stay with it like that. Because it's always a mantra and an affirmation for me as well. But again, the only thing that exists is right now. Your moment. So that's another thing too. Having awareness of what's going on, but not to the point where you're constantly outside of your moment. Like, you deal with information if it has relevance to your now. If it's a certain past aspect or a certain future aspect that has relevance to you now, you tap into it. But at the end of the day, you being in a moment. And I got a video where I came across this new crystal called, and I say new, but new to me, called graphic feldspar, graphic smoky quartz in feldspar. And that energy lined up with me in the moment too. But I'm going to definitely drop that video as well. Matter of fact, I'm going to have a few videos dropping today, so stay tuned on the YouTube. And if y'all not subscribed, if you're not subscribed, if you would like to, I'm not forcing you, it's a free universe. You could subscribe if you would like to. Also, hit the little notification button when you do subscribe to make sure, the little bell to let you get notified of whenever I do videos and things of this nature. So whenever I go live, I post something, automatically you can see it, because a lot of things that I do post a lot of times are time sensitive. Like the universe, my inner guidance have me on that vibe of like, speak right now on this because it's relevant to helping people in this moment. And remember too, like to not get lost in the sauce of the ego, as far as if you like may have a YouTube channel or dealing with some type of vibe, not to get lost in a personality, and that's something I been aware of, and make sure I balance, and staying humble when people come to me off of the, like, hey, YouTube channel, this and that. I'm like, yeah, but just being humble, like, it's not like, oh yeah, I'm on YouTube and this and that, That's all right for, again, we got a healthy level of ego, but not taking it to the point, of bringing yourself out of alignment, and dealing with it from a place that that's not transcending in essence. So also have keep that awareness, whatever you do, again, not doing things out looking for profit, for fame, or looking, it's just being in alignment with your true, inner authentic self, doing what you love, you know what I'm saying, and the rest falls in place. Following your heart and do what's in alignment with your heart, I said the only thing that makes it different than dreams is eating. Yeah, in essence, that's the whole vibe. It does. Because I definitely don't, at least I don't recall like sitting down and really eating in a dream. But, matter of fact, y'all, just showing y'all. Matter of fact, I always have to do that within myself. Because it is balance, that aspect as well, like say for instance, you're not out here trying to like, oh, I gotta hustle, I gotta do these things, but just stay in alignment of making sure you you're providing for yourself energetically. Just gotta bring up the last two. Matter of fact, if you are working with epidote and preonite, they're great crystals to work with, right now, but you're definitely gonna have some strong dreams, especially again with this full moon in a water sign, and then the water sign that deals with the underworld, like it's gonna be a strong vibe. So definitely be aware of that. Especially another crystal during this full moon as well. Again, two left. It's gonna flow how it flows. yeah, he be downtown. Who be downtown, man? Vintage love. What's up? What's up? Love Drive Peace 78. I see. Yeah, y'all. You know, just all those aspects come into play. You know, making sure you're eating right, resting. You know, drinking a lot of agua, a lot of water. Excuse me. Right now I'm on some sprouted walnuts. Matter of fact, gotta take it through my bag. Matter of fact, picked some blueberries this morning, fresh from a little tree. Matter of fact, the ancestors hit me with this one. Organic mango from Haiti. So that's pretty fire. Be on blood orange. And again, what's in alignment with me? Because somebody would be like, oh, you know, blood oranges wasn't truly created as an orange and this GMO or this and that, you know. My spirit guided me to eat this in this moment, and this is what I'm eating. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, we gotta follow our own guidance and go with the flow of what's presented in a synchronized manner. That's another thing too, of how you'll know, like, in essence, what you know, what's meant for you, because it'll be synchronistic, it'll be lined up. You know, what you have in there, because that blood orange basically kind of just came to me on some vibes. Cookie on those tsunami blessings. It was a 7 in the spring. I don't know what you're talking about, my brother. Spaz Mania. Well, technically, because you know, within this matrix realm, within this dream, people from Louisiana like to make sure, you know, that we are from our own cities. So, you know, because it's almost like saying that somebody literally, but we don't, you know, a lot of us don't take it like on no offensive level like that. But, you know, saying that I'm from New Orleans just because I'm from Louisiana is just like saying somebody is Mexican just because they speak Spanish. Yeah, I would be real. I'm from Opelousas, Louisiana. Opelousas. You know. Now, you know, of course, you know, my soul and different. You know, I done been through that. You know, I done journeyed through that area. You know, in a lifetime or two, maybe. You know, but I am from Opelousas, Louisiana, and I'm just joking. I don't find it offensive, but I do speak up on it. I'm like, I'm not from New Orleans, but you know. But yeah, Jada 19 blessings, Lady Feel Good 5 blessings. Yeah, vibing with what feels right in the moment. Be now, be present. Fuck that bullshit on the news if it's not bringing you peace and bliss in your moment. If it's not allowing for you to stay in alignment and you know, and raise your vibration. Now, if some type of thing does bring relevance to you now, then of course, you know, deal with it. Because it is, you know, coming up. You know, like I talk about like how when I'm not paying attention to any of that new shit and all that, and something, you know, comes up in my realm. But again, that's a double-edged sword, because sometimes some of that may still be coming up in your realm because you're still been, you know, having that portal open. You know, because another thing too right now is about us closing portals. You know, and you know, closing the door, like, because I realized that vibe for me, you know, that friendly, you know, over nice vibe, you know, that I been transmuting, like, and not just, you know, being friendly with, you know, not say, oh no, being mean type shit. But it's like, hey, I don't really need no. Got the soul fam, don't really need too many new, energies coming in the circle in that essence, especially in LA. Especially in LA. Bitches love you from the NO. All right, all right. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. You know. From that. Matter of fact, I'm from the land where Zydeco was created. Zydeco music was created where I'm from. Matter of fact, Zydeco music actually made it to the Grammys, on a Grammy ballot at one time too, which was pretty cool. But that little soul, that Louisiana soul, man. And again, even with that though, which song is on the subconscious level where you always realize like, hey, this shit is a dream. I'm not really from a place called Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is just a part of this dream. And we created this realm from all those past lives, past lives, creating this realm from the beginning, and then even being manifested into human bodysuits and be like, all right, we're going to call this land Louisiana. We're going to call this. We're going to put this city here and this and that hit. Like, it's all been just part of the dream, been setting up our dream. Yeah, I'm in LA. Akashic Soul. I gave you a stone, all right. I don't recognize the photo or the name, but bless, I'm glad that you're working with that crystal I gave you and that it's helping. Labradorite love lessons. As a matter of fact, I just did a video about that too, working with the feldspar crystals as well. But I ain't gonna get too deep in that because again, I already got a video that speaks to it. It's like basically like to some extent, working for nothing in the essence of like I already did the work. I ain't gonna trot over it. I'm gonna be posting that today, so because it is important vibe for right now. And again, remember, I started this video off speaking on like these weekend vibes, these energies coming through right now, very strongly. Again, whether it's solar flares or the shamanic resonance raising, whatever, just know there's an energy surge coming up. So that's why a lot of us feeling, again, like intense energies. Our psychic and intuitive abilities are going to be very sensitive, not only due to the full moon in Scorpio, but again because the vibrations coming in, helping us cleanse, helping us ascend. Remember, light beings, healers. We vibrate. We got that light, and certain energies like to feed on that light. So just being aware as you're dealing with people, just use your heart's discernment. Don't let nobody suck up your energy. Don't open no portals to anybody who shouldn't be in in your realm of reality. Because I've seen today I had to close the door on an old energy, and it came back up because I'd never seen this person since last year. And it basically, universe was like just checking to see if you really about your shit. Like, yeah, I ain't fucking. I drop kick a motherfucker trying to fuck with my energy, right? Of course, I'm not gonna drop kick anybody, but All right, Dark Amethyst at Leimert Park. All right, it may come back to me, but cool. All right, bless. Matter of fact, I was just giving a shout out to the Brethren Wosei, and the vegan food in Leimert. Yes. And if as I put this on YouTube, anybody again from the YouTube realm, if you're not on Instagram or again Leimert Park, Brethren Wosei, the Patty Man, definitely checked out. But again, because it is a balance in our energies as far as like, again, certain foods balances out, and we're all uniquely, all uniquely different, although interconnected, all got a unique soul spark or a unique vibrational signature. Not one of us supposed to be alike and be every day on some yes man, or yes woman, yes, like basically agreeing with each other all the time about everything, Like, and that's another energy that I've been checking lately. Just making sure I express like, hey, I don't necessarily agree with that, but hey, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, your own terms and agreements by listening to somebody talk about something that you don't agree with in your heart. If you don't speak up on that, it's almost like allowing for that, energy to enter your realm in essence, because you didn't even stop it on the energetic level. You just like, oh, all right, I need to eat this. All right, I need to eat this, and without even and say for instance a person talk about something you need to eat, and then in your heart you feel like, no, like I shouldn't eat that. Bring speak on it or let it be known. You know what I'm saying? Like, but just don't give in to that energy. I don't know. I may be up there this Sunday. Maybe. Rasta 340. You look like somebody I know. I don't know. Can't really tell. Peace and blessings. I am Sanaya. Hey, my last pictures, y'all. Which ones? Not the last great, not the great photos, but the photos right before that. She's in the building right now. Blessings, queen. But that photos, again, you in the LA area. And check out our page. Beautiful pictures, beautiful. That's our craft. Is a part of our being. Expressing ourselves through doing what we love. And I think I'm getting this. Basically, let me pull out my little sheet. See if I ain't got nothing on them. That's basically it. I ain't covered basically everything. And remember too how strong it is about us releasing the lower vibrations of our ego, because literally you won't be allowed to ascend, and again, now's the vibrate. Don't be scared, don't worry about anything, trust your inner guidance, and the only reason why you may feel worried is because you know that you may have not been trusting your inner guidance, or you may have been ignoring your intuition. So that's why you kind of feel like, oh shit, bro, we good. Just making sure though that we do release the lower vibrational energies of the ego, because again, of course, we got an ego on a level, to where, say for instance, again, like I said, when I get hungry, when I get hungry, I gotta be able to identify with myself enough to stick the spoon in my mouth instead of sticking the spoon in somebody else's mouth. So I have to, it has some level of ego, involved in our experience in this earthly plane, but just not from a lower vibrational level. Because look at it like that, like say for instance, I get hungry, feed myself is not harming anyone else, so that aspect of my ego is not harming or separating myself from someone else in a harmful type of manner. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, nigga, my stomach growling, not yours. So and again, oh, we're all one. I could eat a ham, not say a ham, say I could eat some food and it will fulfill you. Like, stop not what this experience is about, in essence, you know. Of course, we're realizing our interconnection